The last of these strange insectoid creatures, at least immediately around you, lies dead. Scattered, translucent wings, carapace broken open, green blood soaking into the snow. Not too far away, farther to the south, along the trail that leads past the Temple of the Maiden Thrice to Shepherd's End, is another contingent of some such creatures as these, and with them, something far larger than you've encountered so far. You're not in immediate danger, but the creatures are headed your way, and there's no reason to think that they didn't see signs of the battle with all the explosions of fire and such. Catching your breath, what would you like to
do? What if we head towards the mountain area, like to rockier terrain, the way they can't dig up under us?
Is there any good area of cover, a place that we can sneak around, like skirt around them, without being obviously seen on like an open plain?
No, there's all sorts of forest around, so there's lots of opportunities to hide. If you can, essentially, you're currently on the dividing line between the mountain range and the forest. And so if you were to head, we'll say, more toward the west in your journey, you'll be more in forested area. You could climb up into the mountains by heading more to the east. That'll be much slower and difficult travel, but as I think Ava had mentioned, you have seen that these creatures can burrow into soft earth, snow, dirt, things like that, but they did not seem to be able to burrow through the stone.
And west into the mountains is toward the temple, and then to the forest is away? Or does it not really matter?
To simplify it, it's not exactly like this, but to simplify it, the temple is south, west is just more forest, and then east is mountain, and then eventually the ocean. It's a little more complicated, like it's windy and stuff like that, but that's the general idea.
Is there, would we know of a path or does the mountainous area to the east curve in such a way as to that we could start heading south towards the temple by traveling east and then kind of southeast and then, or I'm sorry, traveling east and southeast and then south to kind of get to the temple, kind of like circle around by taking the mountainous area? Yeah, caves, maybe?
Potentially. So travelers avoid walking through the mountains, certainly. The road follows the sort of the base of the mountains and the low hills, and avoids the most difficult parts of that would be climbing and traversing, like up into the cliffs and things like that, of course. So travelers with carts or anything like that would avoid that. There aren't, as far as you know, they're not roads or paths up the mountains. You would have to kind of find your own. But you could go climbing into the mountains if you want to avoid the forested area. You can certainly do that. In terms of, like, are there pre-established routes and things like that that you know of? Not really in this area. You'd have to find them on your own.
So, we think they are heading our direction, these other bugs, and we have the impression, just generally speaking, that they've probably seen us.
It would be surprising if they did not see the battle.
Okay.
No, Doc's idea. Rocks. They can't go through rocks.
That we know of,
Right,
yeah.
but if we do that, I think we are more exposed and they are more likely to be able to see us. So it's probably still a fight.
Well, we
Yes.
need a fight.
For us,
This is what we're
more
here for.
we might be more able to hide and get around them.
Why would we avoid them? The town needs us regardless. This is why
But
they...
if we get around them, then we don't have to spend time and energy and possibly get hurt fighting them, lose someone fighting them. We can spread around them. And
They've
go
already
straight
seen us,
to the town.
probably.
Yeah, we gotta move.
That's why we hide.
We can't hide with this cart.
What cart? Oh, we leave the cart then.
I think we should go to the rocks and fight instead of try to hide. But what do you guys want to do? We gotta pick fast.
We should go to the rocks and fight. We should take... We're the only ones in the whole area that can help. And otherwise, it's just unleashing...
There's nobody. There's nobody here to protect. The people that we need to protect are us and the people and the town.
But they're gonna hurt someone else if we just let them.
We gotta choose rocks or...
Who's here?
If the town is being harassed by these creatures and this that big thing appears to be with them, then maybe it'd be worth trying to lead them into the mountainous region where we have an advantage and take them all out
Alright,
as quickly
let's
as
go.
we can.
Let's
I'm
just
for
go
that
now.
plan.
They're headed this way.
Just do both. Go to the rocks sneakily. If they show up, we take them down.
The two travelers who were hiding under the cart with Samsa sort of peek out and they've overheard the conversation. And the Earth Genasi sort of gesture. He starts going through the cart, grabbing things that maybe seem to be precious heirlooms, stuff like that. And the girl that's with him also starts to do that. Says, maybe they won't be interested in this. Maybe it'll still be here if we come back.
We'll come back if we can. We gotta go. He was gonna try to start moving towards the rocky areas.
Everyone hold still for a second. And then she's going to make sure that everyone's within 30 feet of her. And then we'll take out a pinch of ash, which somehow seems never ending, from her little pouch, and cast it into the air, which swirls around everyone.
That better not be ashes from Casey. Just
You don't know what you got it.
What would Casey
I mean,
have
maybe there's, like,
burned for, instance?
Casey watches the movements and whatnot that Ishtalan does, casting the spell pretty intently. Kind of studying what she's actually doing to cast the spell.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hand. Ooh, sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna hand the platinum ring to Esmond and say, "You better put this on just in case."
Yeah, I'll do that. And Ava, could I see you for a moment? And if we have a minute, I need 1 minute to cast the spell on Ava.
Yeah, I don't know the distances we're trying to travel between the enemy and us, so I can't do the Pythagorean theorem.
How many people do we have?
So you have Olivia, you have Samsel, you have Albrecht, you have Thane, you have the two travelers.
And our floaty boys get to still fly for 10 minutes. We had like a 1 minute fight. Because 6 seconds per round, it was like 5 rounds, like a half a minute.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
They're still flying. We might have them still be flying.
Chris, how much time? Esmond wanted to do something. I can't tell if 2 minutes is enough for us to get to the rocky areas before the enemies get to us, or if every second counts.
Roll survival or intelligence. No, roll wisdom or intelligence. There.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Roll perception or survival. Nope, sorry. Investigation or survival.
Okay.
Could I roll this as well?
Sure. If you want to be the one to make a decision. Whoever's information you're relying on is the one to. Well,
Oh.
Array's helping the cart people.
Oh.
32.
God.
Nice.
if you wait a minute, I mean, it'll be close. It increases your odds of being seen, but they won't reach you physically in a minute.
Judge now. We can do it now or when we get to the rocks.
What are you planning, Ishtalan?
Oh, well, out of character, I already cast it, so I guess the other thing I was thinking it wouldn't work anyway. It did just occur to me that I have a way of... I've learned how to find the cracks between realities so that we can hide ourselves, but it has a limited space.
Oh, yes, I can, yes, Asmund will start pulling out materials, and I can perform the same trick. We can hide everyone.
That's right. Not anymore because I made us sneakier, and now I do not have enough energy.
But
But if we could just put the people that aren't gonna fight up in there so they're safe.
I mean, that's one idea, but also, what if we rip another hole in space and time in such a way that Ms. Raven Queen comes after us again? Last time we did that rope trick deal, she came right through the wall at us.
That was a different. That there was an issue with a spell that I cast inside that spell. There's no point. There's no point.
Chris, are
We
we
should start
moving
moving
this
to the
whole
mountains.
time, or
No.
Okay, let's start moving towards
Let's
the
move.
mountains.
I don't like that natural 20.
Yeah, I was going to say as we're rushing, as we're rushing, once we reach the mountains, Esmond is going to try, if there's time, to cast rope trick so that the travelers can hide up in there.
Okay, well, you guys aren't very far from the rocks at all. So, but you do, if you want to get up into the mountains to avoid these creatures, that's certainly going to take some time. So we'll say this: as you guys begin to move toward the northeast, you're scrambling up loose rock and earth. Some of you finding ways to grips in the rock to climb up onto the rock shelf above you. It's going to be a lot of climbing and treacherous terrain to move your way higher into those rocks. Some of you are leading the group. Some of you are sort of lingering behind, concentrating on spells and trying to make preparations. Let me have everybody who is feeling alert and not distracted by spellcasting make a perception check.
Oh, crap. Yeah, we're either going to be spell casting or basically being vigilant, more vigilant. Okay.
Oh, Peach, I'm so sorry.
Peach trips and falls.
She just is. You have like a loose hair tickling your arm and you're trying to find it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be casting.
She's just really looking around for Salinger. What? I thought, where was he?
Yeah, Ishtalan, so it's you. You spot what seems to be kind of like a change in the larger of those creatures. It's almost as you've seen a beetle, sort of its shell part, and before it extends its wings. But what you see instead is several more of those flying creatures emerge from this larger creature.
Wonderful. Looks like the big one houses the little ones. Or maybe just pops them out like bugs, I suppose.
Well, Chris, what I'm kind of looking for is I'm hoping that the ground we're walking on and around us will be kind of more rocky and or have lots more places to stand on.
The rocks that you're moving, as you're climbing up the cliffs, it's certainly much more solid ground than the softer earth of the forest, for sure.
Okay. Are there any natural choke points that we could find in terms of the terrain?
Potentially. I mean, depends how long. Yeah, we'll do some rolls to see if you're quickly able to find anything.
Okay.
But yeah.
I do think Ishtalan would be up in the lead as usual, trying to find a way that other people can get through. And she was looking for, I think, more along the lines of caves or something where they can, but something that is too small or too narrow for that big one to get through.
Casey would probably also be hot on her heels.
Literally.
She does also throw back over her shoulder. Well, if Esmond can create a hiding space, a den for however many people, but not the whole group, I think, then those of us who are fast and sneaky can maybe lead them away, distract them, perhaps lose them. Kibeth, yes, I was thinking you and me.
But what if I'm only
I'm
fast
not
and not
fast, but-
sneaky? do I have to be sneaky? Because she like clang clang on the armor.
The sneaky really helps. Can you take off the armor?
I mean, I guess, but
You got 10 minutes for her to doff armor?
Well, if you're drawing him away, though, you want him to see you.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus I missed an entire battle once because I was putting my armor on because kind of squishy underneath without it. I mean, though I am. She leans to Ishtal. She's like, I am wearing that chainmail thing that you got me, but it doesn't seem like it'd be very protective.
You sure you don't want to take off your armor then?
She just blushes and she's like, not right now.
As you guys are scrambling up into the rocks, those of you who are casting spells, it sounded like they're about a minute long, you can go ahead and finish those.
I'm not casting that spell at this point. Not if we're moving and trying to get away and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys begin scrambling up into the rocks, climbing, grabbing onto the occasional loose roots or an outcropping of rock as you climb your way and scramble upward. Everybody, if you would, for me. Who's
Casting
leading?
Mage Hand just as a helper.
Are you all moving as one group? And if you are, who's leading the way? Are you splitting into different groups? And who's leading each group?
Are the NPCs who were from the cart, did we leave them at the battle site, or are they coming with us currently? Because Ez didn't do the rope trick, so we left them back? Okay.
They're moving with you.
No,
They're moving with us?
traveling with us, yes.
Okay.
They're the ones falling behind the most.
I'm helping. I'm with them. Because
Yeah.
worst case scenario, I can sanctuary them.
I think Peach would be back there too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
she's
so you guys
hanging out helping the civvies.
Sure. So the people traveling with them would be limited by their movement speed.
And I did a really good perception check.
I will be traveling with the travelers as well, just holding on to rope trick.
Okay. Who's not staying back to help the two travelers along? Ishtal and Carapace. Sounds good.
Casey is, probably with the forward group as well. Understanding that there's a fair amount of like rocks and probably less dirt. If there are spots where Casey can move dirt to make a path up easier, he'll do that with his mold earth.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see. So the forward group, Ishtal, Kabeth, Casey. What is like your overall intention as you guys are moving into the mountain? What are you trying to accomplish?
Ishtal at least is trying to lead them, trying to find folds in the lay of the land that will hide them from the sight of the bugs, and along the way, shadows or something that might indicate. Ways to hide, ways to restrict the passage of the bugs. So like small passes, narrow crevices, a cliff that opens into a valley, or something that they can get through, but the big bugs can't. Or caves, anything like that.
Okay, sounds good. Let me have you roll survival.
Beth's just following Ishtal.
Oh, sorry. Ignore that 5. I was anticipating the next roll would be a climbing thing. It is 19.
Sounds good. So as you move up into ahead of the other group into the rocks, you do find an area that seems like this might be more defensible than standing out in the open. You also, and you don't need to make a perception roll because they're getting closer now. You do see we'll say a group of 4 of the larger Carapace creatures, not the largest one, but the ones you faced before. They break away and begin moving up into the mountains as well, and it looks to be sort of on an intercept trajectory with your group.
Does Casey see this as well?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because Casey, if this is in the, how long after the battle is this? Can Casey still fly?
Yeah, you're probably just at the tail. How long did you guys have left on flying?
I approximated like 8 minutes left on fly,
Yeah,
and you said there are 5 minutes there.
You can see.
I'm hoping to squeak out just a couple rounds of fly.
Yeah, Casey flying up a bit and seeing them break off. He'll look and is there a potential place he could fly to and cause rock slide into them? He's going to fly towards them to see if there's something like that.
Okay, so you're flying their direction. Okay, sounds good.
So
to
is
finish
the
what I'm
main
saying,
group-
though, because I didn't even give you the information that's given you. So, as you see them heading your direction, you see that they very easily are able to climb over rocks, like in a way much, much easier than people would be able to. And probably with your survival reassessing, it seems as though the rocks, the place that you found, would provide a good choke point from many potential, say, range attacks, lots of cover, things like that. It's not going to physically stop these groups, at least stop the Carapace ones that you fought before. In terms of the much larger creature, you're not really sure of its capabilities yet.
So does that mean that you said that a group of 4 or so broke off on an intercept path? Does that mean the original group is just going on the original way and did not route off into the mountains after us?
Well, you're not sure because the other group's lingering behind, and so if they were going to, they're moving slower than you are, so you're not sure what their intentions are.
All right, she does point that out to everyone else, or points out the 4 or 5 that are coming directly after them.
Okay. So Casey, you have left the forward group and you're flying through the air toward the insects. You're starting to you're certainly getting closer.
Yeah, I'll move further up mountain to have more of a high ground. And keep a little distance, just kind of scouting out for any sort of big precariously perched rocks above where they may be headed.
So your intention is to do something like a fireball to cause a rock slide or something like that?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So as you fly over, you hear some shrill, high-pitched noises from those creatures and sort of answered by the larger group as well. You see another group of, say, 4 of the flying ones kind of fan out and start going your direction as well. You do, as the creatures are ascending the rocks, kind of headed in the direction of your group, you do see a place that is the potential that maybe, if I blasted that hard enough, it might be able to set the rocks free. What do you want to do?
Yeah, if they're coming in, I'll pause up above and try and time a fireball to hit that rock and knock some stuff down onto him. Yeah.
Tells the story as you loose that fireball.
Yeah, Casey is kind of in the air. He has armor on. He's no longer shirtless. He has armor from his bracers that has covered him, and he's just floating just above the rocks, kind of higher up on this mountain, looking down at these creatures kind of swarm in towards him and his friends. He's like, I'm good at climbing over rocks. What about under? And he snaps a finger, and a ball of flame appears in his hand, and he snaps another finger, and another ball appears in the second hand as this ball of fire kind of grows in size. And he speaks a low, ignorant word, and it gets larger and larger, and kind of flies a little bit to the side, peeks around the rock, seeing the creatures come in. He's like, what would Ez think? Now? Yeah, probably now. And then just heaves this fireball as hard as he can right towards the base of this rock. And it flies over and blasts out.
Now roll survival to see how accurate you were about the rocks.
Ooh. That's my best thing. Dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20. Yeah, nice. So as there's an explosion of fire, the ground shakes. Several small rocks fall, and the large portion breaks off and begins tumbling down. 2 of those creatures are caught in tumbling rocks and debris and dirt, knocked down the mountain, and you see them half buried, scrambling, while now only 2 from that forward group is heading in that direction.
He kind of looks around, but no one's around. He's like, and he quickly starts flying back towards the rest of the group, staying relatively low. He's kind of got a mental idea of he doesn't want the flight to wear out too high above the ground, so he's kind of skirting the rocks as he flies back towards the others.
Yeah, as you turn and take off, go flying back towards your group, you see the contingent of flying creatures picking up speed and chasing after you, buzzing through the rocks, chasing you among the cliffs and boulders. Both of the people back in the forward group and the group that's helping the travelers, you see that explosion of fire in the distance, and you hear high-pitched wails and screeches from the creatures. Istalon, from your vantage point up in the rocks, you see more of the creatures breaking away from what seemed to be the main body of the group. So now it seems as though there are only 4 of the Carapace creatures left behind guarding the largest one. All the other ones have broken off and are heading sort of in your directions. So this is 2 groups with 2 in the lead. Well, let's say this. There's a forward group of 2 heading towards your position now. There's another group of 4 that have broken off and heading your position. There's a group of 6 that are heading towards the slower party.
Great. We made ourselves a threat.
I mean, what do we expect from Casey? I mean,
2,
it
4,
looks like maybe
6. 4 of them fly. Wait, 4 of them flying.
Oh no, that was just the Carapace creatures. There's like a swarm of the flying creatures as well. 4 of them around Casey right now. If you had to guess, there's another 4 of them staying with the group that's heading towards the slower party.
I'm gonna take out the javelin of lightning. That's I think it's on a chain return still. I'm gonna just have that in hand, just in case.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me cut to the slower group right now. You guys, certainly closer to the base of the mountain, but working your way up, helping the travelers. You see that explosion, you hear the high-pitched wails, and you start to see what looks like a large group of those insect creatures breaking off at a higher speed from the largest one and heading your direction.
A couple different things. First of all, I think Peach was still hurt from the last battle. I could be wrong. I can't remember from last session, but if that is whoever was injured and that I didn't heal up last time, 14 points goes to that person.
Thank you. Peach was still injured.
Okay. The other would be, in terms of timing, how long do we have before we are intercepted by these creatures? Like, are we going to get to whatever destination? Are we going to be able to reach the forward group? Are they pretty much almost on us now?
It looks as though the intention of the forward group is to move away from your group and find a advantageous position, it looked like.
Are we going to reach that?
We're in the lead to find a place, but I mean, if they're going to get attacked, there's not really any point.
Yeah, are we going to reach this wherever we're going, or is the fight basically almost on us right now, is I guess my question.
Sure. You are not going to reach Ishtalon's position by the time the creatures reach you, if you had to guess. Yeah, in terms of time until they reach you, we'll say something like a minute.
I would say that with the explosion and seeing more of those insects start speeding off in the direction of the forward group, Esmond would just stop in his tracks and, okay, you two, Somsel, maybe you can stay with them as well if you want. I'm going to open up a box for you all to hide in. It'll last for roughly an hour. Stay there. Don't draw any attention to yourselves, and either the spell will fade and we will come and find you, or we will come and find you before the spell fades after we're done with all this business.
The Earth Genasi's eyes go wide. You can hide us? Yes, yes.
1 sec. And Esmond takes out a rope and swings it around quickly, and it tosses it up into the air, and it stops about 10 feet and just disappears into kind of a bronze light square right above them. Climb in now, all of you, and Somsel, I'm counting on you to watch after these two. All right?
Yeah, the two, they begin struggling sort of to climb up the rope. Samsa says, "You want me to go in there with them? I can help you in the fight."
Do that or protect them. I don't care what you choose to do. They have no means of protection. They should be fine, but if anything gets in there, there's nothing that we can do to help them. So I'll leave that up to you. Just if you go up there, make sure you pull a rope up so the creatures have no means of seeing anything about this. We're gonna run ahead though, because those creatures are gonna hit the forward group in just a few moments.
Right, got it. And so she's, at least for the moment, she's helping them. Thane and Albrecht, yeah, we'll say. Actually, no, Albrecht probably went with Ishalon's group, and Thane is with the one that's lingering behind.
Tell me when the creatures who are closest to us are, within 1,000 feet, 500 feet, basically, if you can, Chris. Just to give me an idea. I'd like to do something while they're still a distance away in terms of trying to slow them down, but...
Okay, so when it's combat spell range relevant. Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
I would like to be reminded who Albrecht is, because that name is new to me. Have I forgotten it?
You remember a wild, crazy man from the Feywild? He has a bow? He seems to be your friend, but...
Got it.
He's kind of mean, too.
That guy.
If she is able to calculate that the contingent of Carapace bugs is going to reach the rear group before the rear group can get to this point, then she would swear and then double back to try and reach the group before they come under attack.
Okay, you can do that. If you leave where you are, you'll kind of give up that advantage position, though, if that makes any sense.
Sure, but I mean, they're not... Where this is not within shooting range or fighting range from the back group, right? Or
Well,
where they would reach.
Maybe like... Well, I forget. What's the range on a longbow of this?
Range on a longbow is like 600 feet. Range on a short bow is 300. That's max.
Okay, so you guys are moving back to help the other. Okay, sounds good.
Unless Ishtalan and Kibet just look at each other and they're like, "That'll be fine. We'll just hide back here."
I mean, that's kind of my instinct. Kibeth is like, well, I guess, Do you think we can get them to come over here? And then she's like holding up the javelin of lightning. This thing's got some range.
There is a group heading. There are, in fact, two groups heading to the position that you guys are at now. There's just also a group heading towards the slow party.
And the slow one is a bigger group. The group that is attacking the slow group is bigger, right?
It's about the same size, but the one that's coming towards you got split up because of Casey's spell. So it's 2 and then 4, but it's a group of 6 heading towards the slow party.
I say we take out this group first, and then we go help our friends, because why bring more over to them before it's necessary? If we can split them, maybe there's better odds. I mean,
it depends.
But
if we kill them, battle goes pretty fast. If we kill these and then the other goes south, we won't be in any position to help anyone. before it ends.
Speak for yourself. She winks.
You see Casey flying kind of up over a rock with a contingent of the flying guys in hot pursuit, and he cuts through one little rock crop and comes out the other side. And Chris, I'm gonna cast mirror image when I'm behind that rock. So when Casey comes out the other side, it's 4 Caseys flying in your direction.
Oh god, oh fuck, oh no.
Kabathil will turn to Ishlan. I'll follow your lead. Whatever you think is better.
Is there any cover here that they can hide behind to evade the 2 that are coming toward them to get back to the group?
Plenty of opportunity to hide in terms of ranged attacks that might come from the creatures, but in terms of their ability to travel, it doesn't seem like the terrain is going to stop them.
In terms of their ability to see us?
Oh, yeah, there's some potential of that. If you want to fully sneak back and maybe, like, if your intention is to leave with leave the impression that you stayed at that position, and they don't see you go back to the others, there's a possibility that you'll have to like sneak and stuff. Judging by the terrain, glancing around, this is a difficult area to hide in the entire time. So to make that sneak back, you're probably looking at a DC 25.
With the slower group, after rope trick is cast and once they begin, the travelers begin climbing into it, Esmond will start leading everyone else to start joining the forward group, keeping an eye on the Carapace creatures that are coming at us, and probably trying to pull their attention away from where he just cast rope trick at.
Yeah, I'm making the assumption that you guys are headed up into the woods.
Chris, as Casey approaches, I'm going to try to find kind of like a pinch point that he could fly into, and then turn and try and strike the swarm as it comes in on him, is what I'm looking for as I'm flying in.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. You're looking for an opportunity. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, to turn and get a group of them.
I see. Yeah, yes, you can do that. I mean, they're pretty close on you, actually. So, like, you're kind of, like, dogfighting through the rocks and cliffs and stuff.
Oh, fair, yeah. Little balls of fire just flying back behind him as he's coming in.
Yeah, they're on your ass, dog. You got them.
This is pod racing.
I think Ishlan is going to very quickly pull off the cloak, pull the scarf that, I don't know if Albrecht still has it, but if he didn't, then she'll take the scarf and throw down as well. She will put those on a person-shaped height rock, and then she says, Sekibeth, let's do our best to try and evade them to get back to the others. If we can leave them floundering here and no idea where we are, then that's best. And if not, then we'll be fighting here anyway. Worst outcome is we do your idea. So I think Ishlan's going to, and she says this to include Albrecht as well. I don't know if Casey is back yet, or if he's still.
I mean, yeah, you see him flying towards you guys, but there's occasionally a pop of fire, and you see, it's on the way.
Oh god, before he brings the fight to us, she is going to try and lead everyone to hide and stealth back to the other group.
Okay.
After leaving a little, really terribly rushed decoy.
Alright, sounds good. Okay, let's do maybe like a little 3-5 minute break. I need to, because you guys, I'll set up a little battle thing to try to make sense of this. As you see the group of creatures approaching, but not yet on the... We're going to the slow party. What is your? You said you wanted to cast a spell. Tell us more about the spell.
Yeah, sorry. Give me a second. I'll be ready in literally like 2 minutes.
Take your time. Ishtalon and Kebeth Albrecht, stealth rolls, please.
She still has Pass Without Trace up.
So I should have a normal, not a disadvantage then. I think I also got something
It gives you a
else.
+10. It does not affect advantage or disadvantage.
Okay, hang on. I have disadvantage from the armor, but I think that I took something that gives me advantage, so I should still have a neutral roll. Give me 1 second. I have too many features.
But nice.
Dang you.
Alright, sorry, Chris. One of the reasons I'm having such a hard time is because I'm trying to figure out how this spell will work. I don't know if it's different, if it's one of those spells that you've changed, or it's going to work different.
Have you cast it before?
Nope.
Alright, let's find out.
Alright.
Before they arrive at me, I'm casting mirror image.
Yeah, you guys will have time to do your opening poetry spells.
It's from Parvis's old cloak. I can finally wear it because I have the room for the magic item. So when I'm wearing it, which I am, I have advantage on dexterity stealth checks.
Nice.
So therefore, I am neutral now.
Yay!
Is that one just in dim light though? Double check that.
Yeah, you can fly in dim light with the cloak.
It just says while wearing this cloak, you have advantage on these things. And then in an area of dim light, you can use it to fly.
Awesome.
A thing I forgot that I had. I'm waiting. All right. Now I'll actually roll it for you. That's
hilarious.
35. So +10, so it's 30.
Oh, my tea's ready. I'll be back.
As far as you're able to tell, the group of Ishtalon, Kidbeth, and Albrecht have been able to sneak back towards the other party without alerting the group that's on its way to intercept you. You see them still heading back towards your old position.
Have fun, Casey.
Okay, so, did you see the spell in a poster, Chris?
Yeah, looks like you're summoning an elemental. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right.
And the range is 90 feet on that spell?
It is 90 feet. And I do not have the information for these creatures. It has been posted. It was found, but I don't. I think it's in Gen Chat.
It's the Geodudes.
I don't see. And you're summoning one of these or a swarm of these?
This is going to be either. I think it's 8.
Okay. And is it?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's just 4. 4 of those guys.
Sounds good. As you're looking to position the spell and time it correctly and everything, is your attempt here to delay the enemies so that you have more time to move towards your friends, or is the
Yes.
intention? Okay.
Yeah, it's to have these people engage in a conflict that gives us more time to continue moving.
Absolutely. Okay, you can do that. Yeah, in order to save time, I'm not going to like go through all the details of them fighting the creatures, but what I'll do is I'll give you more time to position and make preparations. Does that sound fair and make sense?
Yeah, okay, that seems fair.
Okay.
Also, Patrick, if they're a fourth challenge, it does say 8 in your spell.
Oh, it does say. Are they? Let me see. Are they fourth? I couldn't remember from.
Yeah, it says 4th here.
Okay, so there are eight of these guys.
All right, sounds good. Okay. Let's see. So the slow group is. Well, you're no longer the slow group. We'll say that. I can call you the southern group. No.
We're the
Rear.
bottoms.
They're
Power bottoms.
We're the bottoms.
Yes.
Why you name us like? Why you do us dirty like that?
Right.
Because we're bottoms.
Phrasing.
Moving in the mountains to join your friends, Ishan's the Ford group, moving back under stealth in order to reunite. Ava, you're casting spell to summon a group of elementals that will delay and slow down this group of pursuing insectoid creatures so that they don't catch you before you unite with your friends. Casey, as you are flying through the ravines and among the rocks with these insectoid creatures chasing after you, let's see. Give me... Well, first off, as they're chasing you, you spin through a formation of rocks. Glancing behind you, you see an opportunity to potentially make an attack. Right now, that attack would only include 2 of the creatures. Do you want to take it?
Ooh, 2 out of how many?
4.
Yeah, he takes it.
All right. What do you want to do? You see them. They've spiraled in toward each other, so they're pretty close to each other and coming towards you through the rocks.
Are you sure? Ava's not there. No,
What do you want to do?
Yeah, as he spirals through this tight opening between rocks, he flips over and turns back, puts both hands together, fingers splayed out, and he speaks a low word in Ignan that and flames just spread out in a fan from his fingers as he casts Burning Hands.
Absolutely. And that's a saving throw on my side, correct?
Correct.
Give me 1 second.
DC 16 Dex. Decent damage roll, too.
Okay, just once. Dexterity saving throw. Well,
Oh my god.
The game is rigged.
let's do natural 20s. Just to check. I want to roll another one. Just to make sure it's not broken. This is unofficial.
That one, of course. Yeah. It's either 20s or 1s.
That one looks like it works fine.
Awesome.
Oh man.
Are these 2 natural 20s going to stand?
It's fine. It's fine. Get your natural 20s out of the way, Chris. That's fine.
So, I can't remember. Can Casey be lucky against saving throws?
Not other creatures.
No.
What's your DC? 16.
16. One sec.
If you have an inspiration, that could work.
Wait, can we just use regular inspirations?
Yeah, it's just that you don't get the choice of the roll, but in this case, it's value.
Here's the thing, Chris. Casey is inspired and has 2 conflagration points. Reroll them both.
Okay. Okay, so the rerolling number 1. Rerolling number 2.
Okay, pause, breath.
Yeah. Breathing, waiting, rolling number 2. But not natural 20 is significantly better.
Yeah.
They do take damage this time.
It's
Whoever
like,
rolls next is just unlucky. I'm so sorry.
Alright, how much damage are we looking at?
6 apiece. Fire damage.
As you turn back and you let loose this torrent of flames, it's not as other creatures were expecting it, but they certainly react quickly, veering apart, just only the edges of the flames catching them.
As Casey is flying backwards with flames emitting from his hands and the creature's weaving through, he's like, what kind of bugs are these?
And because they both made their saving throws, they do spiral in towards you, each making an attack.
Oh no, bro.
First one flies in, Stinger Baird. That's a 26.
So, let's see how good its aim is, as I do have mirror image up.
Aha.
Did I roll this?
Either way, whatever. Whatever's more fun for you.
Yeah, I'll roll it.
It's a 3. You needed to get...
A 10, yeah.
Alright, yep, so you... It seems as though this first insect's pretty lucky.
Can I use lucky on this roll? Is this a lucky roll?
Oh, I see. No, I think lucky specifically has to be like an attack saving throw ability check, something like that. It has very specific, like...
Cool. In case he uses 2 more points.
That's not quite a 10.
Oh wait, no.
Alright.
It's
No,
how many mirror
It's
images do you
6
have?
or
up?
higher.
Oh, 6 or higher. Yes, you get.
Yeah, if you have 3 duplicates, it's 6 and up.
There you go.
Oh, okay. We're good.
All right. Yeah. So the red sand stinger comes in. When as the stinger sinks in, it's one of the duplicate Casey's bursts. It's gone. The second one of those red sand stingers comes flying in at the 3 versions of Casey, hoping to find the right one. Maybe it doesn't care. It wants to kill you all. It's a 26.
All right. See how good its aim is. Not good enough.
It's a 7. Does that work for 3? Do you need it? I think you might need an 8.
I think I need an 8.
Yes, it is. With 3 duplicates, it's 6 or higher. With 2, it's 8 or higher. And then with 1, it's 11 or higher.
All right,
Chris, why are you stealing Casey's mojo here?
It's not me, it's the insects. It's the bugs.
I think the problem is that he realized he doesn't have anyone to show off for. So.
Oh no, you guys cannot see this. You guys cannot see this. This is an epic dogfight through the rocks.
Yeah, the 3 Caseys kind of twirl to the side as the stinger comes in, but as they twirl, they shift over, and the stinger hits presumably the true Casey because it doesn't pop.
19 magical piercing, 25 poison damage, but doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. But your plan worked. As you come flying through the rocks, you reach the ambush set up by Ishtalan and Albrecht and Kebeth. But as you pass on by, as the wind blows, all you see is a scarf tied around a rock. Your friends are not there.
How much total damage is that? 44?
44.
Yeah, as Casey spins through this area, he spits a bit of blood down onto the rock with a cloak on it, and continues streaking away from those in pursuit.
All right, so from where you are, Casey, in the air, streaking on the rocks, you can see the larger group of your friends that was lagging behind. You can see them ascending the mountain, but you do not see Ishtalan, Kebeth, or Albert. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Casey will continue to stay low, kind of weaving through the rocks and whatnot, and take shots when he can, but he'll head towards the direction of the other group.
Are you more interested in being defensive and not looking for the opportunity to group them? Do you want to defend yourself or look for an opportunity to strike?
I think he'll probably lean just on the side of striking when he can.
Good. Meanwhile, back in the south, there's a spray of fire up in the mountains above you. Must be Casey. Ava, you're finishing casting your spell. As you summon those creatures in order to delay the attacking group, tell us what it looks like.
The magic looks familiar, just the same casting it typically is. It looks like a broader version of the spell she used to bring her Fey friend into existence, or into their plane. The winds sort of pick up just a little bit around her area, just sort of as if a large creature were inhaling. Some small motes of magic appear first around her, and then in the distance, about 90 feet forward towards where the creatures are on their way to be intercepted. And it looks a bit like eight little dots of light, almost like Star Trek. Little beams there of light as these creatures start to swirl into existence and get beamed in. These little elemental fellas. And yeah, they stand there looking around for just a bit of a minute, and she points in the direction from where she's standing and shouts. She goes, "Delay them!"
As you turn after the creatures are summoned and begin moving deeper into the mountains, you hear the squeals, the sounds, the explosion, the bursts of battle happening behind you. You have successfully delayed those creatures as you head deeper into the mountains to meet up with your friends. All right. I'm going to, because Ava you guys bought you some time, and Echelon's group was able to sneak away without being seen, I'm going to give you a chance to set yourselves up for your advantage on this map.
Chris, could I flavor that as the creatures are being attacked, she can kind of feel like just very faintly, whenever they're struck, she can kind of feel just some small part of that.
I love it. Sounds good. Okay. I've put you guys onto the map, and from where you are right now, including spell preparations, you guys get each 3 in total turns in order to maneuver, cast spells on yourselves. Anything you want to do, let me know when you're done. Except for Casey.
This is a witch hunt.
For the purpose of my class feature, that doesn't count as like the first combat round, does it?
No. Yeah, well, this is not initiative. This is just you getting preparation turns.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And you guys can take them. You don't need to do it in initiative. You can just honor system. So 3 full turns. And the creatures will be approaching from on this map orientation, the southeast.
The creatures that were hounding the bottoms, are they flying or are they crawling?
You see that there are flying creatures and there are crawling creatures, but the flying creatures have not broken away. They're currently staying sort of in formation with the crawling creatures.
Okay, got it. So okay. Got it. I think I know what I'm gonna do then. Cool.
But you see 6 of the Carapace creatures, the tough ones, and you see 4 of the flying ones. And when you're ready, you can also roll initiative.
The last thing I'm casting is Mirror Image, and I'm trying to think of what else I would do.
I had done this before at some point during the trek, but and I rolled it up in the chat. But Ishtalan had used a second wind as well to regain a little bit of her wind back.
That makes sense.
While we're in this preparation period, Peach takes a moment and takes first Doc's hand, then Ezra's, then Araya's, and circles them all up and says, "All right, I believe in all of you, and I believe in our other friends too, but I've only got a couple of these left. So we can do this. Best of luck." And she'll squeeze their hands, and the 3 of them will get Bardic Inspirations.
Nice.
Excellent.
That's an extra die 8 from Peach.
Nice. Yep. So remember, you guys have that D8 to use for, and with Peach's school or college, what things can they use that on?
I am double checking. I think it is, I think it is saving throws and something else. Let me look it up properly.
Hey, just take a moment to look it up.
All right, so it's about 100 feet to get to about there. Whoever's measuring, thank you.
Ooh, I'm gonna cast Blade Ward on myself. Things I haven't done yet.
It can roll the die and add the number rolled to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Awesome. And you guys can also potentially climb over rocks and stuff like that, but it is half movement speed climbing.
This is not the group to climb rocks.
Alright, so for one of my actions, the people near her are Esmond. Okay, Esmond and Araya, I think you guys are the 2 closest that would need this. I'm gonna cast Aid. You guys are gonna get some extra life along with Ava.
Thank you.
Is anyone hurt, by the way?
No.
Okay.
I have a note in my character sheet that Doc gave me +2 AC. Is that still going on?
No, that is when she is in full defense and you're within 5 feet of her. That's the only time that applies.
Okay, no worries. I will take that down.
Cool.
So
Hey,
on this
does it-
map, what
I like the map. It's totally how I imagined that mountain.
on this map, what is the direction that I would expect the pursuing bugs to come from? And how
Southeast.
deep are these? So
So
east,
bottom
west?
right of the map.
So like this where I'm picking,
Bottom right of the map. Yeah.
or this thing right there.
Bottom right of the map. You're not sure of the specific point because they're climbing over rocks and all kinds of stuff.
And how tall are these cliffy things?
That's a good question. Which portion?
I guess
You can kind of estimate it
As-
based on the size of your character.
Yeah.
Just like that's probably 15, 20 feet in terms of the sheer part. Probably 15 feet.
and she can't see. Like they can't see over these edges in the way that you expect from line of sight would be blocked.
But yeah, so it's sloping up towards the north. So like the northern side of the map's the highest point, the bottom's the lowest point.
So from where Sean and I are standing currently,
That's high
it seems
ground.
like it's high ground. We'd have a pretty broad view of the whole area.
Definitely. Yeah,
But I don't think we'd be able to see our friends because they're on the other side of that ridge.
that's probably true.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just kind of have to. Yeah, I'll try to give you the closest information that I can, but sometimes it'll be like, oh wait.
If they're coming through the ridge area, if they are funneled through that, I'll say in character, I can slow them down enough to give us maybe some more time.
I should mention you've already seen from them they're not really slowed down by the rocks, so they're climbing over rocks. They're not going to be funneled through terrain in the same way
okay.
that like human enemies would.
Right. Okay, thanks.
They
Okay,
pretty
and you
much
said
seem unaffected by the climbing.
You said we could kind of stop, like, in this area somewhere if we want to.
Yeah, look, like if you went right there, you'd be hopping down like a 15-foot drop and then to a slightly lower area, but still a great vantage point.
Okay. I think I'm happy with
And-
there.
In this little copse of trees, would that give a cover and a hiding spot? Like right where I'm being?
Yeah, if you're in the trees, it might give you an opportunity to use your hiding ability where you would not otherwise.
I think she will go there, and then when, at the last minute before she gets a premonition of anything happening, she's going to swig a potion of jump.
Yeah, and as you look down, like, you can sort of see like hints of the melee between the Geonids and these insectoid creatures. The insectoid creatures are definitely winning the fight, but it is slowing them down.
Yeah, as she's casting, Ava looks particularly stressed. Alright.
Does anyone need more time to set up? No pressure. I just want to make sure we're not all just waiting.
Can we go ahead and move our characters if that was part of our 3 turns?
Yes, movement's part of your 3 turns. 3 full turns. Movement as well.
Okay, Esmond is going to use 2 of his turns to action, move, action, move. Basically just get fully around the corner over here. Move again, and then action, cast Blur on himself.
The moment she sees anyone around the corner, she's going to, put her finger between her lips and then whistle just loud enough to reach the ears of someone that she is pretty sure is the friend.
Yeah, I'll probably, once you guys finish doing all your preparations, we'll probably go through a little quick vignette of everyone doing your things so people are oriented in the cinematic sense.
Peach reloads both guns.
Coming up the mountain, you see Samsel scrambling up the rock. She manages to climb up and then slide down onto the trail on the northern side of that main obstruction. Go through with each of your characters and give me a little vignette of your character getting into position, give some flavor to any spells that you might have cast during your preparations. You do see Fane still hovering off the ground, floating kind of near Array. He's got the shield of Brunhilde in his hand as well as his hatchet.
Not everyone all at once. Araya, while running, Fane trailing behind, or flying above, around. She just trusts he's there. She begins, like, running, and then, I need to cast a spell. And it's multiple versions of herself that surround her in triplicate, I think. And then she runs a little bit further, rounding the bend of the rocky edge of a mountain cliff, and is like, oh, maybe this. And from her hands, a sparkling, shimmering, like, bubble, kind of, sort of, seems to form around her and all of her triplicates, and sparkle and fade as she casts Blade Ward. It's probably gonna help. Oh, and then she would have caught Fane briefly by the hand as he's, like, floating, and just cast, like, a bit of a heal on him.
Awesome. How much are you healing him for?
Let me scroll up. It was 19 points of healing.
All right, he is in much better shape.
Yay!
Ava is panting and trying to keep up with everybody, casting something under her breath. Begins to move a little bit more limber, a little bit more quickly. Casts another spell on herself, again murmuring under her breath, a little bit of light and flicker. And now she seems as though the rough terrain, she can run across different rocks, and it's as if it's flat earth for her. And lastly, as they're rounding the corner, she looks at Araya and Esmond, and she begins casting, and each of them sort of glow a little bit, both with just an actual radiant light that dims and fades, but then a healthy, rosy kind of appearance that each of them just appear more as if more vigor in their bodies. And she takes out her shield, and she's anxiously looking around and trying to bear in mind where everybody else is, while her eyes dart around the canyons all around, feeling almost a little bit trapped.
Ishtalon has been making her way down the mountain as swiftly as she can, the tracks vanishing behind her as the shadows flow around and muffle their steps. She catches sight of movement on the bottom edge of this canyon as the bottoms round the corner, right as she is coming down along this ridge and intending to leap over to the next one. So she rocks back onto her heels and just gives a low whistle to call up their attention. And when they look at her, she points. She holds up 3 fingers, points at herself, points at Kibeth, and then points at Albrecht, and then fades into the copse of trees that she is in. So completely, it's like she was not there. But while she is, there's a tiny little clink as she unhooks a bottle and tosses it back for a little celebratory pre-battle drink. And she quaffs this the potion drop.
Pre-workout.
Kibeth is following Ishtalon down, and she beckons to the person behind her whose name I've already forgotten, Albrecht. And she hops down, and she kind of reaches this little plateau on the cliff, and she sees Ishtalon disappear into the trees. She looks around and kind of realizes that Casey was somewhere behind her, and I feel like maybe she can just make out seeing some of her friends in the valley, and she knows that the creatures are coming from the southeast, and she stops there and waits. You see her grow large, become giant, take up more space on that little cliff. You can make me big. Thank you. And as she does that, she starts to, her armor starts to glow, like for a brief moment, like it's being heated on the forge. And then that sort of fades away, leaving like a bit of shimmer around her. But the faintest glimpse of radiance goes from her armor down into the javelin of lightning that she's holding with the chain return attached to her other hand at the moment. And she's got a little extra protection going on these days. She has these days a necklace that she wears that's a piece of wood that's been carved, and on each wrist she has a leather band, and each one is inscribed with a different rune, and the one on her right wrist kind of briefly glows and then fades as a different magic effect goes into effect.
Anybody else?
I mean, I described Peach's things as she did it. She just, as soon as she casts her bardic inspiration on her friend, she just skips and bolts up the incline, and I imagine a picture of red cheeks, hair a mess, skirts hiked up as she's chasing after Araya and Esmond, the bottoms who have run up away from her, and as she gets into this clearing area, she notices Ixalan, notices Araya, and she takes a moment to take a knee, and you hear a few soft clicks as she reloads her rifle.
Did we hear from Esmond yet? Not AFK. Yeah, you see Albrecht on the upper portion of these rocks. Comes kind of skidding to a stop at the edge of that cliff. There's scraps of cloth or fur he's used to sort of wrap to make makeshift boots around his feet in this colder environment. You can see like his fingers are almost blue, and you can see that he's slightly shivering, but he pulls his bow around off of his back and he knocks an arrow. You can see him scouring the horizon. Casey, you've been flying through the rocks, avoiding these passing harassment of flying insect creatures. Occasionally they swoop down towards you, but you manage to just barely spiral out of the way. You're keeping an eye out for an opportunity to potentially attack. And you do see another set of two of these creatures have moved in close enough that you could potentially catch them both in a spell. But just as last time, if you expose yourself with an attack, there's a possibility that they'll get to attack you back.
Right. Yeah, I think in this moment, Casey thinks better of it and swings to the side, reaching down to his belt and ripping a potion off of his belt that he rips the top out with his teeth and chugs it down as he curves and flies further away. I do have bonus action dashes to use as I'm fleeing these creatures, but he thinks better of it and tries to keep an eye out of their flying patterns to see if there's a moment where all four of them are kind of close enough together. But yeah, he'll defense this time.
So as you scramble to take that potion, as you're weaving in and out of rocks, please make a DC 12 either wisdom or dexterity saving throw, your choice.
My best thing.
That'll do it. You manage not to drop your potion, and you finish drinking it.
Yeah, he pulls it out, rips the cork off, and then turns upside down while flying, so gravity helps the liquid flow into his mouth.
All right. Bursting across the rocks with a spray of snow from the upper right portion of this map, you see Casey clear the top of those cliffs with 4 of these creatures, flying creatures in pursuit. And the main mass seemed to be left behind, having effectively taken the decoy position, not currently in this battle. Okay. Now, everyone except for Casey, you get 1 round of just movement, no actions at all, no bonus actions, nothing, to reposition as you see from the lower right portion of this map, insectoid creatures come crawling across the rocks, sharp, bladed limbs ready to strike. And they seem to be moving up and down the cliffs with relative ease in quick pursuit.
Yeah, Ava's gonna take position based on where everyone else ends up. She's looking at Peach, who's, I guess, real close down there to those bug things.
Peach is looking to run away.
Yeah.
What I would say is, if you know that your character is just going to try to get as far away as they can, just go ahead and take your movement, so that the people who are trying to position around you can make their decisions.
Yep, just trying to pick a direction.
Esmond is actually going to move closer.
What? No.
Yeah.
Esmond and Peach switch spots.
Yeah. Ava's like trying to stop him, like, Esmond, where are you going? Stop!
Hi, Ava, I'm here now. What's up? I'm plenty squishy. You can take care of me.
I don't want to be attacked, but I don't want Esmond to be alone.
Who says he's going to be alone?
You also know that you're immune to these things, Araya. They're not going to hurt their goddess.
No, they're going to attack me. I am mighty tasty standing out front.
Don't worry, I'm sure that Esmond will have plenty of bugs around him very soon, and then he won't be alone at all.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe you could negotiate with them. They didn't like my hurdy-gurdy, but maybe they'd like you.
I'm a fallback.
Esmond just makes friends everywhere he goes. That's what he's known for. He's the charismatic one.
It's true.
As Fane sees Esmond moving forward, he sort of hangs back to keep the line.
Okay. And then I'm recasting my blade word. It's a cantrip. I'm just gonna up it again.
No actions right now.
Oh, okay.
You're not losing time on those things right now. This is just because you guys had the advantage. I'm just letting you position.
Alright, yeah, Ava, seeing everybody reposition, she's fretting for the front line of not particularly brawny people, that she moves to kind of in the corner there around Araya and Peach with her shield at the ready.
Has everyone rolled initiative?
Yes. Oh, look at those 15s!
Yeah.
Right?
We're gonna be pretty close to each other, I think.
Yeah, it works out.
Casey as well, curse for initiative.
Yes, Casey as well. You're in the battle now.
And his superior potion 8d4.
8d4 plus 8, I believe. Plus character level for now. I might end up nerfing items down to be half of instead of the full level, but for right now.
Okay.
Chris, are these the same contingent that were in pursuit of us, or one that had broken away and was running from a different direction? The characters, the bad guys in the bottom right.
The same one. There were two different groups. One of them got effectively decoyed by Echelon. This is the one that was chasing your group.
Okay, this is the one. So all those things are. She doesn't probably feel any more pain. They're all gone.
Oh, your G-Neds? They're all dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, but let me put a little bit of damage on these guys because of that.
Huzzah!
Hell yeah, that was a solid play, Doc.
Yeah. Thanks. She probably won't be. She probably stick to more elemental type things, cause the other one's probably kind of a scarring thing to bring a humanoid figure and to watch him be murdered.
A little bit,
totally-
especially for a little Healy row, yeah.
But it's totally fine if they don't look like people.
Exactly. Thank you.
Then we gotta decide, delicious in dungeon, where the line is of what is too human and not human.
Would you eat a rock?
Yeah, like would you eat it or not?
Can I make a joke? Then you don't eat it.
Yeah. So you see a couple scrapes on these insectoid creatures. They definitely took a little bit of damage in the battle with the Geonids, but they definitely massacred the poor elementals. So none of them are blooded. All right.
And Chris, I rolled initiative for reorder. Yeah.
Just got you in there. Okay. Anything that I'm missing before? Did anyone get natural 20s that I missed? I don't think so.
Got beaten initiative by Fane.
Slowpoke.
Esmond's a little bit annoying, but Fane, of all people?
I'm not that annoying, but fuck you.
I mean, being beaten in initiative by.
You're annoying, shut up.
Right. You see the flying creatures begin to break away from the pack, fanning out as a shrill noise comes from the Carapace creatures themselves. And Echelon, you don't get the sense that this creature has seen you yet. Yeah, you see two of the creatures flying creatures go fanning out. You see one of the carapaces skittering across the rocks and makes a short leap onto this formation of rocks up overlooking Thane's position. Has been clock right. You're up.
Oh my god, oh no, gang.
Tank.
Nah, this works perfectly for me, I think, actually. Can I see these two creatures that I'm highlighting?
Yes, they're at the edge of the cliff, so you can see them. In fact, the flying ones as well, it's slightly sloped there, so you can see them too.
I'm more concerned about the bigger ones. Dope. Esmond is going to draw Foresight, and as he does, he's going to hold it backwards, tapping the opal on the end of it, and as he drags his finger away, draws a circle on his forehead and point at all four of those creatures. And at 5th level, I'm going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip. Oh, that did not. Okay. If I upcast it, I can target additional creatures. So at 5th level, I can target up to 4. So each of those creatures has to make a DC 18 intelligence save. And if they fail, they will suffer other additional things besides damage.
It's bad things, okay. And this is intelligence saving throw?
Correct, DC 18.
Not their best thing. This will be top down, left, right.
That's fair. Not everything can be their best thing.
And which creatures are you including in this? Just so I know how many I'm rolling. Those 4? Okay.
Correct.
Let's be top down, left. All 4 failed.
Nice.
All 4 of them take 14 psychic damage, and let's see, show spell description. On a failed save, they cannot take a reaction until the end of their next turn, and on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of those 3.
Okay, yeah. High-pitched squeals come out from the creature. You can see their short, almost useless wings quickly vibrating and fluttering, and there are noises vibrating off of them as they seem to wail in pain.
I don't have a bonus action currently, so Esmond will just hold his position here. That's my turn.
Nicely done. Nicely done. One of them, the red sand stingers up in the rocks, comes flying in. It's going to take a lunge at Casey. Oof, the 25 to hit.
Let's see how good its aim is.
Oh, that'll be a duplicate, I believe.
Duplicate it is.
Yep, you see one of the Casey's barrel rolls right between you, and as he, in slow motion as it passes over you, he winks. And it's burst into bits. Alright, and that's pretty much the creature's turn. Fane steps forward in front of Esmond. Takes the dodge action. Let me remember the Fane's dodge action. Ishtalan.
Ishtalan whips her head around as Casey comes bursting into the scene with 4 other flying creatures coming after him. And then sighs between her teeth and glances back over at these guys. And then we'll turn her attention away and focuses on this little guy over there. And she will take a shot. Suppose I get anything for my natural 20 on myself here.
No one saw it.
It's fine.
I didn't even give them rolls.
I think she'll put a little bit of a sneak attack on this if it hits. But otherwise, it's just pretty plain. I think that's triple advantage. From being hidden, from acting before this one that she's trying to hit, and then up accuracy. So 29 for 16 damage.
And that's piercing. Yeah, sounds good.
Ah,
All
shit.
effective.
If it's...
Oop.
I wanted to add a sharpshooter to that, or I should have added sharpshooter to that. Can I do that?
No, that has to be before you roll.
Okay. Well, she's going to repeat that again on the same guy. She only gets double advantage in this one. This will be the sharpshooter. No sneak attack. Okay, so 23.
That'll hit.
17 piercing. And then a third shot.
The second shot bloodies the creature.
And this one whispers out of this sheath with a little extra zing. And so 25. And that's 21 piercing. 20 piercing plus bloody. Which for these guys was 6?
Well, yeah, the bloody is based on your level.
Okay. So I think it's 6 now then, yeah.
Yes. Ishtalon, if you would, please tell me the story.
This is not quite the usual hail of arrows that you've come to expect, but it's like a little mini hail. It's a mini tempest. Out of this tree that seems to be minding its own business, suddenly it's as if the tree just launches a bunch of needles at this bug that's flying after Casey. Goes shooting off one wing, shooting off the other, and then the last one, in an insult, just shoots off the stinger, and it sends spiraling down to the ground and into the snow. She nods at Casey and then is going to move away, hops back into, or she moves around to try and get out of line of sight from any of these guys, and then will hide again. And then it will move a little bit more to not be in the same place that she was hidden. Does that make sense? If we can do that.
Yeah, you would need to. Yeah, you need to like completely sort of break line of sight, and then you can hide.
Yeah, I think she would hop down into this area and then sort of scuttle along down at this back of rocks and then jump up again. Oh, doesn't make the jump spell. I think she can high jump 15 feet off the ground or like 8 feet off the ground. If nothing else, she climbs real good. So.
That's good. No. Okay. Next.
I do nothing but hide all day.
Oh, another natural 20. Yeah. A ghost. Okay. Anything else on your turn? Casey, you're up.
What to do? Yeah, I think things getting a little chaotic. Casey comes in hot, skidding off the ground, dust and smoke kind of kick up as this bug comes in and strikes out at him, destroying one of the duplicates. Casey turns and snaps a finger, snaps a second finger, and 2 balls of just chaos energy appear in his hands as he duplicates the spell. And he looks at the creature right in front of him. And then the 2 further away, and I think he'll use a bonus action to get a little distance here. He, flies up and away from this creature.
Are you taking a disengage action?
Hopefully, since he's casting a first level spell, not provoking opportunity attack.
Nice. Yep. You.
Yeah, he kicks away from it slightly. Glances over at the one that Ishtalon just dropped. It's like, yeah, let's do that. And throws out 2 balls of chaotic energy. First one's going directly at the creature in front of him. be a 10 to hit on the first one.
You rolled a 2 on that, though.
Oh, I did roll a 2.
Little cunning recovery.
I have cunning recovery, yeah. All right, so let's re-roll that. Yeah, Casey squints a bit because these bugs have been giving him trouble. But he's having a blast. He wants them to have a blast too. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Excellent. The first ball of energy strikes with, let's see, what are our options? A crack of thunder for 18 damage.
Thunder damage seems fully effective. The creature staggers in the air, spiraling once from the blast.
Yeah, he does a quick twirl and launches the second ball at this creature here as it flies out. That one's a 15 to hit.
15. 15's just gonna barely miss as it spirals.
Oh.
And the blast hits the rocks.
Yeah, and Casey will fly further south, I believe. But that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Farther down the rocks, one of the red sun carapace begin to move. Each pine, you see insects skittering across the rocks, closing in.
So Peach sees more insects coming in on the periphery, but she's been having her eyes on one of the big ones since as soon as she reloaded her gun. So she's taking aim with steady aim, and she's going to shoot at the... I'll mark him. The guy on top of the ridge to the east. That one, yep, thank you. She'll take a shot, and if she hits, she'll add sneak attack. Sorry, it didn't work for some reason. Give me a second.
Oop, it just came up.
Okay, great, thank you.
25 to hit, definitely is going to hit.
And that would just be the... I don't know why I did damage twice. The piercing would be 15, but then plus sneak attack. And plus 10.
Nicely done, yeah. There's a crack from the gun echoing off of the rocks, and the creature's like its shoulders thrown back as the bullet pierces in. It's still standing and still moving towards you, but effective damage. Oop, you're not transmitting.
Oh, sorry, we just see Peach take a deep breath, cock her gun again, and then settle down on her knee. She's not taking any movement.
All right, sleep down. Ray. And since these guys have green blood, I'm going to use the green icon.
Hey. Right, she's going to the ones immediately approaching in the valley. She's going to spend a sorcery point and twin. God, I'm gonna run out of so fast. Twin guiding bolt, these two.
Right.
I gotta mark the sorcery real fast.
Now you are firing through some friends, so they're each going to gain 2 armor class, I think.
Does a 27 hit?
The 27 definitely hits the first one.
And does a 20... Jesus Christ. Does 26 hit? Because that's banana.
Excellent.
I never roll well. This is great.
You're just making up for the wagon incident.
Yeah, even with the penalties, both of those hit.
And then to the one with the lesser amount of damage, I'm going to add Radiant Soul. And it adds +5 damage. So the both of them do 18, theoretically.
Which one are you hitting first?
Bottommost and then the...
Okay, so Radiant Soul to the first one?
Yes.
All right, Thanos, perfectly balancing your damage.
Well, I figure, but yeah. And then I'm gonna keep.
No, I'm just
retreating.
amused it came out as perfectly balanced.
I know it works out really well, and then I'm going to keep on retreating. To here. I gotta look. It's that square little. Okay. Yes. Retreating, and
yeah.
I have a bonus action. I've got a little bit of heal I could toss.
And as a reminder, you hit them with the blast. They are resistant to radiant damage.
That's fine. That's fine. I have some ideas for next time around.
Okay. Doc is up, and the next player will be Kabeth.
Yeah, she looks around as they're rushing around these, scurrying these different sides.
You're really quiet, Christina.
Sorry, I moved the mic. Yeah, she looks around as these bugs just seem to be scurrying all around. She's like, I think they're trying to surround us. And she looks at the people up a little bit in front, and Peach right next to her. And for now, she will hold her action.
Right. Up in the north, on the northern side, the upper side, up the rocks. One of the red stingers is moving in.
I'm just gonna actually take that back because I'm just gonna do full defense with my action, and then
Full defense.
yeah.
Oop, Ishtan, question?
Did Albrecht get rolled in?
Yep, let me double check. I thought I did. Nope, I missed him. Yeah, I'll have him go right as this guy's flying around. Yeah, so you see one of the red sand stingers comes flying in at Albrecht, and he spins bow in hand. It's going to see. Yeah, the first one, the stinger dodges him, flies under, and comes skimming across the snow. Second shot. No, 25 will hit. 25 points of piercing damage. Which immediately bloodies that creature, but I think it's going to have an effect. Before the bloodied happens. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, I can do 2 of those. I think I know he used 1. Let's say it was 1. Extra 2d6 necrotic damage. Is the damage already on there? No. Additional 6 necrotic.
Albrecht did, Nick?
Mm-hmm. So as he draws the bow back, you see the blue lines that are running up his arm begin to glow, and then the arrow head on the arrow that he's firing glows blue as well. And it fires. There's a burst of strange energy.
Stray thought that I just thought to ask, and I probably should have asked sooner. Do we recognize that he's casting necromancy-based magic?
Do you have Detect Magic up?
No, not currently, no.
Probably not. Let's see. Okay, so the creature needs to make the Constitution saving throw. Fails that. So the next attack it takes will be halved. Okay. Now it comes flying out. Swooping an outbreak, making it. 24 is definitely going to hit Albrecht. Sinks Stinger in.
Get him! Sorry, no, that's out of character.
You gotta support your fellow necromancers.
Hey, we're not all the same.
She's
I
jealous
know.
because he's doing it openly. She's like,
I'm still,
hide. What the
still
hell?
a closet necromancer.
This is bullshit, man.
So the stinger sinks into Albrecht's flesh. Ugh, you kind of grunt out. Definitely in pain. That one hurt.
It's halved though, yeah.
And it's hurt. It's funny how I immediately forgot to do that.
It's the weapon attacks, though? Does that also include the poison?
Oh, good point. Yeah, no, not the weapon attack. Or not the poison. Just down the rocks, you see another one of those large creatures moving. This goes skittering across the rocks and moves onto that perch as well. Another one moving up. One of them moves up to the front line and begins to engage Bane.
If that's one of the ones that was hit by my spell earlier, it can only move, attack, or bonus action.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so it moves up, is not able to attack.
And it's very confused, slightly bug angry.
Upsetty spaghetti.
Is it bugging out?
No. No, it's not doing that.
Is it just the creature's next turn, or does it have something to? Is it linked to your turn?
It's turn. Let me reread the spell real fast just to be sure. Let's see. It can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. Moreover, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, action, or bonus action.
Yeah, I think it was those 4. So I'll mark those with the pink. So that I can remember.
Yeah. So after, yeah. So if any of them had their turn already, then they are no longer affected.
2 of them have Guiding Bolt, or were hit by Guiding Bolt as well, right?
Yeah, that's something too. What's the name of that effect, Esmond?
Oh, I don't. It's Tasha's Mind Whip. It doesn't have a. It's an enchantment.
They're whipped.
Yeah.
It's been whipped by the bottoms.
Excellent.
Well, really upsetting, turning things upside down.
Really, what a great
My,
tournament.
my, how the turns have tabled.
Yeah.
Okay, Beth, you're up. Next player will be Esmond.
Okay, so I don't think I've used this weapon before, or maybe I've only used it once and it didn't matter, but I have a couple questions. So the Javelin of Lightning on D&D Beyond says that it has a range of 30/120. In the description, it never mentions what the 30 is at all. It just says, you hurl it and speak its command word. It transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a line of 5 feet wide that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Then each creature in the line must make the saving throw, blah, 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 blah. And then the bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target, which is at within 120 feet.
Yes. So the 120 is the short and long range for the throwing. Anything beyond 30 is disadvantaged because of range, and the maximum range you can throw it is 120.
Chris, I think the 30 is just throwing it manually by itself without activating anything, and the 120 is if you use the magical ability to turn it into lightning.
Yeah, so because if you can only use that ability once until the next dawn, and then from there it's just used as a javelin magic weapon. Is that what it means?
No, yeah, I think that's actually probably, but that may be more accurate. Yeah, no, that sounds probably right.
Okay.
So on a regular javelin, non-magical, just one from the book, what's the range differences?
1 moment.
I think it's 30, 120.
Okay. So it sounds like that 120 is just coincidentally the same, but if you use the lightning bolt part, it's 120.
Got it. Okay, then second question. So this javelin has been affixed to a chain return. The chain return's range is 60 feet. So does that limit the entire weapon to being 60 feet?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of economy would it take for me to remove that chain return to throw this thing with the full range without using the chain return?
Remove the chain return. That's going to be like a 10-minute thing out of combat, probably. Unless you want to try to destroy it.
Can I hook it without holding on to the other end of the chain return?
Yeah, just your attack will be disadvantaged because it's thrown off balance. But you're doing the lightning bolt part? Yeah, you can
I'm doing the lightning bolt part, and I'm also giant right now. So I would have, advantage on, strength stuff. I'm extra strong, so I feel like...
Well, it doesn't affect the javelin being thrown off, but because you're doing the lightning bolt part, it's fine. It won't affect that at all.
Okay. I'm only getting one shot out of it to get the extra range. And if we live, then I'll just go find it later. It's fine. I'll know the general direction. Okay, so let me see. I just figured out that the new measuring tool lets you change the shape into a beam, and you can set the width so you can actually see who's in range. So it looks like that flying one's just on... The square because I'm 4 squares, it's funny how the measurement works. Will we say, is that one within my range? 120 feet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you can do that. I just had a thought, though, because the chain return is a thing that's attached to your, bracer kind of thing. I think to
Is it?
to unhook it, it'll probably take an action.
What?
Like,
Oh, that wouldn't make sense combat wise. That would be so dangerous.
but that's
I don't.
I think you hold on to one end of it, don't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just like a handle.
So you use one hand to hold on to the end of something, the other hand to throw something.
Yeah. Let me see. I have the. Hold on. I have too many windows.
and that was never.
Yeah.
Actually, when Esmond created the thing to give to Ishtalon for her spear, I never really imagined that. Esmond, were you? What was your intention with that? It's a thing that like attaches to your wrist, or is it a thing that you hold with an empty hand?
No, in my mind, it was something that was held onto, not something that attached to your armor.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's fine. So you will need to have a free hand in order to use it, then, just as warning in the future.
That's fine. I'm going to throw this thing, and I am not going to hold on to the chain return. I'm just gonna chuck the whole thing because I want to get more range.
Yeah, sounds good.
I think that it doesn't make sense for me to go all the way to that one because it looks like I would only be able to. The color I chose is not great for this map. It looks like I would only hit one big one, right? Someone who can zoom in can.
I think the only thing you would do is you have one big guy who happens to be in the threshold of that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm better
and
off.
just barely. Yeah.
All right, then I will aim for this further big one right here and hit this other one in the process.
Sounds good.
Hold on, what the fuck just happened? Okay, I'm going to attempt to re-roll that. And I can use a snack point, right?
Yeah, you can use 2 snack points if you want to do a reroll.
Yeah. All right, how does an 18 do on that?
18 to hit. Yeah. So hurling the javelin, an 18 is gonna just skimp off the creature's armor with a spark. Yes.
Can I use an inspiration as well?
Let's see. No, you cannot use both an inspiration and snack points on the same thing.
Okay. So
Oh.
18 is gonna miss it.
Well, can't you use a bardic inspiration?
You absolutely could use a bardic inspiration if you have one.
Do I? I don't know.
Oh,
do
dang, that's right. I'm sorry. I thought I forgot who had a mic. I was like, everyone got one of those, but we
I was
didn't.
not here.
No, it was just now, but it was Kabeth was not included in that.
Okay, so so that doesn't hit. So that rolled hit, I think, is just for the one that's furthest. I think that the one in the middle has to do a save.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, you do it. Let me double check that DC because I have not updated this in a while. No, it's still DC 13 Dex save.
One second. You might not even have to roll that attack.
The ranged weapon attack is for the further target, and on a hit, it takes the damage from the javelin plus 46 lightning.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, they'll both take damage from what I can tell from the lightning portion, but just not the hit portion, right?
It's not clear if the target at the end takes the lightning damage if the ranged attack misses because it's at the end of the bolt.
Just a bit weird that the lightning part wouldn't hit, but I guess I can see that's an issue with that too.
Yeah, I think you have to hit the target for any damage to apply.
Yeah. So it would only the one in the middle has to do the save. Did you already roll it? Because I don't see anything.
I have not rolled yet. I was just reading.
Okay.
Okay. DC 13 dexterity saving throw for the first guy.
Damage on a successful save.
a really nice damage roll too on the lightning.
And then I also have additional bonuses from Giant still, I think.
Right.
So you take 11 lightning. And then let me double check to see if anything else applies.
I don't think it would apply to the lightning.
What is the thing that you're trying to up?
So the wording of the giant bonuses, one of your attacks with a weapon or an unarmed strike deals an extra 1d6 damage to a target on a hit. I guess that would only count for the javelin then. Yeah, okay. And then does the radiant damage of divine favor apply is the other question.
Click Divine Favor so I can read it. Weapon attacks now.
Okay. All right, and then I get to attack twice on a turn. I assume nothing. So if I want to draw another weapon because I'm no longer holding anything, I use half my movement.
Yes.
Can I still? I normally have 60 feet of movement. Can I presumptuously get up and hit that thing?
Just measure
No,
where
I'm
you
using
want to
half.
move. Because you're going to use 30 to change weapons.
I'm going to use 30, and then it's at 30 to get there. But I have to go up the wall.
You're trying to get to the one north of you?
Yeah, I think that's the closest one in melee range. Right?
Yeah, I think with 30 you could do that, plus with your jump. Yeah, no, I think that'd be fine.
Okay, then I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to pull out... Ooh, so many choices.
Golf bag.
I'll take out the greatsword.
Right. Yeah, there's a crack of lightning down the mountain. There's a flash of blue, and you see one of those creatures convulsing in pain as lightning courses through it, but it's still standing.
Man, having some mediocre rolls here. I assume a 16 does not hit, and I can't use another snack point on this turn to reroll that.
Oh no, this
or
is a different
inspiration.
attack you could use.
Yeah, I want to do some damage here, and we're gonna try that again.
Inspiration or snack point, which one do you use?
I'll use the inspiration.
Alright, you do have to take the second result.
That's
23. 23 is gonna hit.
Plus,
Oh, actually, sorry. My mistake. You actually hit on the first swing. I was using the wrong character sheet. 16 hits the small ones.
oh, okay. Well then, I will take my inspiration back. Thank you.
Yes.
And then you can use that 14 slashing plus an additional 4 from my other two things. I know you said they're resistant to radiant, so I guess that's one less.
Plus. Please
plus.
tell me a story.
Ooh. Yeah, Kabath takes out Shalate's Java of Lighting, and she's like, sorry, I gotta cut away, but I promise I'll get it later. This one's for you. And she hucks it, and she watches as the chain flails behind it, and the lightning, it turns into lightning, and it zaps that creature on the way. And she's like, okay. And then it kind of just sinks down and doesn't quite make it as far as she wants. She's like, damn. And I think she hears the commotion behind her as what's his face Albrecht gets stung, and she's like, and she turns around, now weaponless, hops up this cliff, boing boing boing, with her little goat feet right up, the rock wall, and she pops up the top, and she unsheaths the sword from behind her back, and she's like, I may not like this guy, but you still can't do that. And she just stabs this thing right through the middle.
Somewhere on that ridge, a tree facepalm.
Alright. Nice Nicely done. And down the rocks, a red sand stinger goes flying towards the battle. Any other? You're out of movement, I think. Anything else on your turn?
You didn't transmit.
I'm done. It's fine.
Yep. Kind of running down, kind of sliding down the cliff a little bit and running out into the open. Samson's eyes are wide. She goes, well, this is getting scary. And she reaches through her necklace and plucks off a little bead. And there's she kind of puts it between her fingers and flicks it. And there's an orange glow that streaks out from her. Just like Casey.
No, not just like Casey.
Get 'em.
So nice of them to cluster together. Okay.
You can get Fane in there.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's like five of them.
Yeah, the problem is that one's flying and that one's elevated, so at the edge of that's probably not going to reach. Well, I guess they could explode in the air.
No, that's fair.
Interesting. Yeah.
She has to do rapid geometry in her head.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. I feel confident she can get those three probably. Yeah, so she can get those front three. She's not going to get the one that's elevated, though. All right. Dexterity saving throws. And we'll be... this will actually be the last thing. Carapace. To Carapace friend. Success and a failure, and then for the little stinger. Success. Okay. So the one on the bottom takes 12. Because they are resistant to fire damage. The one in that is going to take 6. The stinger's going to take 12. Okay, yeah. So right in front of Fane and Typhon and Esmond, there's an explosion of fire, and the flames curl against sea creatures. But again, you can see that they seem to be resistant to heat and light. But it does leave glistening puddles of snow on the ground. Okay, so tell you what, Esmond, take your turn. Wait, no, because there's a bunch of enemies in between. Yeah, no, that's where we're gonna end. I think that's where we're gonna end for tonight. And yeah, so these insect creatures are closing in around you. You're well positioned, but they are strong. And so yeah, looks like we'll see how it goes. You guys done? You done did.
Thank you for ending when you did. I really appreciate it. I'm off to bed, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good.
Good work. Good session.
Dude, this initiative is stacked, man.
Am I at the top of the initiative, Chris? I can't actually see the order.
Yeah, I think you actually. Well, no, one of the Red Sand Singers are. You're the first player.
Damn, that so rarely happens.
Yeah, what did you roll to lose to Esmond?
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Uh,
Yeah, I
Wow.
had a weak roll too for initiative.
That's usually my role in the game. God damn.
No, vibes
Yeah.
were off tonight. I don't know what was going on.
It was sad since I knew I was going to use the javelin and I wanted as many to be clustered together as I could. And I was like, damn it, I'm so far back, they're going to all move. And I was like, well, I guess I'll see what happens.
Yeah, that javelin. When that javelin works, it's very nice. It's just tough to line them up.
I'm trying to think of which character. Was it Salazar who used the javelin really effectively?
No, Rue actually had it.
Ah, Rue.
Alright, gang, I got skedaddle as well. I gotta go handle things. Good session. I'm real excited to continue next week.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys then.